Welcome back, folks. We've got another interesting episode coming up for you today. Today we're going to be taking the 68 Satellite Roadrunner clone out to my buddy's Junkyard. I haven't been there in about a year or so. He's always got a bunch of old iron out there, but the stuff is generally changing pretty often, going through circulation. He buys and sells a lot of stuff. Majority of it doesn't have titles, but sometimes you'll get lucky and find something in there that has all the paperwork with it, as well as all the body panels and stuff. Anyway, car's all warmed up. Just changed the fuel filter for the first time in a few years. Let's get to it. Corvette Stingray drive by a minute ago. It was blue. It sounded fucking awesome. That tells me there's probably a car show going on up on Hillsborough Road, because I've seen a couple of cars out today. I don't know. If I see one up there, I'll stop. If not, I'll just keep on rolling. My trunk key out of here. I knew that guy was pulling in here, so I tried to give him a little space. Time of day is next to impossible. Jared, the guy in the Jaguar. He made all kinds of room for me. Got somebody from Florida up there. I got folks in Florida. Oh geez, pull out in front of everybody then, Mr. S10. I don't blame him. Nobody lets you out around here. Even though my buddy's a big-time hot rodder, he's kind of into driving minivans right now because he gets them cheap somehow. But there's no telling if he's here or not because he drives just about anything you imagine. He could be driving this old car here in front of me, or he could be driving a minivan. Either way, if he's here or not, I'll show you guys some of his collection of junk. He doesn't mind if I roam around here. Me and him are pretty good friends. Alright guys, I knocked on the door and Bernie didn't answer, but I called him and he said that he's just 30 minutes down the road picking up a junk car and he's going to be back real soon. So that's cool. Anyway, in the meantime, there's a lot of interesting vehicles out here for me to show you, and I'll get started on a couple of them. Probably the least interesting and the closest vehicle is this one. And the only reason it's interesting is because it's one of the many cars that he bought for his mom to drive back in the day. And he's actually driven it across the country and back down Route 66. He's got a whole bunch of pictures of him in the car. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie guys, I've never seen this thing before, but it's pretty awesome. It looks like a 59 or 60 Chevy. Any of you guys that are more well versed on this particular kind of car, chime in. I'd love to hear from you. It's a fucking sweet rat rod though. Excuse my swearing, I'm young. I like it. Man, this car is awesome. I'd pop the hood, but I have no idea how. That's a mystery with all these old cars. Alright, something else cool is this van here that he fixed up to store parts in. Alright, battery died on me. What I was saying was My buddy Bernie takes parts to the Carolina Collector Auto Fest that they have up here every year, and he was leaving his parts in a van, and every time he would come back, you know, leaving the stuff there over the weekend, a little thing or two would be stolen. So he made up this van with welded up windows and caged up windows and a closed up motor box and all that crazy mess so he could store parts in the thing. He used to drive his rollback up there with this on the back of it, from what I understand, and sell parts out of it, more or less. But it's gotten kind of a nickname over the years. The people that are familiar with seeing it and buying parts out of it up at the Carolina Collector Auto Fest used to call it the bank robber's van or the heist van or something like that. Something to that effect. Anyhow, it's a pretty cool vehicle. I've been joking with Bernie about buying the thing and putting a motor in it for years. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, the carport over here is usually one of the places he keeps the good stuff, as well as that garage right there. But this, oh yeah, I remember, he showed me pictures of this thing. He just bought it recently. That is a sweet old car. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't know what it was if I hadn't read the tag. I knew it was a GM product though, based on the back end. Oh crap. That looks like a sweet old factory tag. I'm not gonna open the door till he gets back though, that'd be rude. Yeah, this car looks like it's got the original paint on it. Just barely worn through in some places. I can see why he bought it. It's super clean looking, but either super old school. Looks like we got a Vega wagon here. At least that's what it looks like to me. Not entirely sure. This is definitely the kind of stuff he messes with. Race cars and all that. He's had a couple of rail dragsters and things that I guess you could call funny cars. Oh yeah, that's a Vega. That thing's gonna be badass. Bernie obviously keeps the entrance to his junkyard blocked off when he's gone. Has some appropriate warnings posted for folks. You can read this, you're in range. Let's see, new stuff. Kinda old, kinda sorta cool van. Might make a neat custom van. This four-door Chevy's been sitting here forever, as well as this Ford. And this Ford. I kinda like that Ford. I've been eyeballing it for a while. This Bronco's been for sale for a while. I don't know why nobody's bought it. Runs and drives. Jeez, that thing's been sitting there for a couple years now. Like this car a lot too. It was sitting out front for sale for a while. I don't know why it's back here collecting leaves again. I know it runs and drives good. Maybe somebody bought it and broke it and sold it back to them. That happens more often than you think. That looks like a cool old Fairlane right here. That's one thing I do recognize. I built a model of one of these when I was a kid. Pretty sure it's a 57. Looks just like the 57 I put together. I swear I hear a V8 pulling up. Probably his wrecker. Looks like he's got some kind of little Japanese car on there. Man, check out the new lettering he got done on his wrecker. That is badass. That is awesome. What's going on, Bernie? The truck looks sweet.
Oh, thank you. It's a little dirty.
Yeah, it looks really good, man. You went from low class to high class in less than a year.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright folks, I was lucky enough to get let back into the shop by my buddy Bernie here, and he unveiled some kind of serious monster from under this blanket that I haven't seen yet. And why don't you go ahead and give me a rough idea of what this thing is, Bernie, and give our viewers.
That is a 510 cubic inch Fowler Pro mod. It's based on a big block Chevrolet. It's a 4.5 inch bore with a 4 inch crank. A bunch of boost depending on the pulleys that you use. That's a 1471. It's alcohol injected, and with a mild tune it makes about like it is now, probably about 2300 horsepower.
Jeez.
And it's easy to step it up, but it gets harder and harder to make the whole combination work.
Right. And is this thing just so aggressive that it won't fit in your existing dragster, or is it because of a mechanical issue like mounts or something like that?
My chassis is really short behind the cage.
Right.
And with the fuel pump and all out of the front of this motor, it's literally the physical dimensions just won't work.
It's just literally too big for this chassis, right?
That's right.
Right, that makes sense. I mean, that thing looks enormous. I can tell it's badass because it's got 4 butterflies. That's layman's terms for me.
Okay.
And blower straps. You see 4 butterflies and blower straps, and you know shit's about to get serious. But man, I really appreciate the little talk about the motor. It sounds like a serious toy. I mean, it sounds like the kind of thing that'll make you hold on for dear life. So
I believe it'll be fun.
Yeah, man, thanks a million for telling me what that's all about. And before this camera runs out of batteries, maybe you can give me a quick little rundown on what's going on with the 55. The thing looks awesome, but it's up on jack stands.
It's another project in progress. I'm changing the gear and the clutch and the springs on it right now, and the exhaust. Right.
If I know you, you're going lower with the gear, aren't you?
I'm going to go a little bit more modest for right now.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a little bit taller gear.
Right on. Well, thanks again, man. I'm going to walk over this car and take a look at how sweet it is real quick before this battery dies. Oh yeah, the interior is still in the middle of being worked on. I've seen it look way nicer than that before. But it's super clean. It's a seriously clean old car for all of you guys that'll be watching later after I edit this video.
Alright. Cool. I'm going to plan on wiring them up.
I love the blue dot and the tail lights.
Put a pull chain on that one right there and just leave it plugged up. I'm gonna put some more of these LEDs style back there. I'm gonna put the insulation in there. Where'd you get them? What, the LEDs? Yeah. From the getting place. Huh? Got them from the getting place. Oh, good. Look behind you. I got a whole mess of it. Oh, damn. Flywheel with a spacer to get to a power glide.
How come that old fan got a hole in it? That's what actually go through that. On the other one, the one on the motor.
Yeah, it was some type of four-wheel drive or something. I think it was like an 08 Denali. It's all along the motor.
Yeah, but you got another.
Most of those 5.3s are iron.
You gonna take it?
So you're gonna turbo this thing and put it in the dragster with a power glide?
I don't know whether I'm going to use this pan. I may go back and
Alright guys, while Bernie and his neighbor are catching up, I'm going to walk down here into the junkyard and see what's new. And show you guys some of the older cars I've had my eye on for a while too. Camera battery is going to die at any minute. I don't know if I mentioned that.